My name is Atra Katriela Eshet Nasik Rakami, and I am the daughter of Nasik El Hana. After leaving Liberia in 1970 and coming to Israel, I always wanted to see Liberia again from a teenager. I always wanted to just see it, see the land again. And I had never been to Ghana. The opportunity presented itself, and so I decided that I wanted to visit Liberia. And while I would go to Liberia, I would go through Ghana and visit Ghana as well, since I had never been to Ghana. They had a cannonball that they tied, that they had chained to her ankle, where she would have to stand in that courtyard till she agreed to do whatever they wanted her to do, or perish.
Urinating, defecating, they ate and they slept in this same room. See, on the floor, there is a trench. This was their sewage. The urine passed through this trench and then enters the sea. Just look on the wall. You could see some marks, just about 2 feet, these marks. When this castle was officially opened as a tourist center in 1974, some archaeologists were here to do digging. Some from Syracuse University in the US, some from University of Ghana, and the staff of Ghana Museums and Monument Board. And what they found in this room was that from this level here up to this ground was platform of human waste. Yeah. It means that it was their feces that has piled up to this level. Here. So this was the original level of the floor. Then when their brothers were inside it, they ate and they slept in their own feces. There was a heap of dead Africans in this room, and those people were thrown to the sea for the fish to also feed on them. This was the condition at that time in this room.
And when I stepped in there was a feeling that came over me. I could not move. And I looked around, and it was really overwhelming. I could not hardly stand in there, as I had went through all the rest. But that particular spot, and I called Aida. I said, Aida, come in here. Because I didn't want to be in there long. It was too familiar to me. It was like I was in there again. And I said, come in here with me. So she came in here with me, and then we moved to the next section, and we moved through the rest of it. But when I had to come back out through there, I said, let's walk through here real swift, you know. So I walked through there real swift, but that particular spot for me was just, whoa.
My name is Aidaya Eshet Saramadiel. I'm definitely a proud member of the Divine Jerusalem Sisterhood in the Hebrew Israelite community at Jerusalem in Dimona, Israel. Well, actually I didn't really want to go in it again, but since it was Atara's first time, Rofi Karuta definitely said she didn't want to go inside again, because once you go in those dungeons, once is enough in life. It's just such a devastating feeling of, oof. I mean, if you're connected with Yah, if you're connected, then you feel it. You know, it definitely does something to each person different. You know, it's a different reaction that everybody gets. Rofi Karuza said she actually vomited.
One interesting thing about this room was that even if one person dies here, that person will not be taken away forthwith. They wait till the last person dies before they dispose the corpses. So some struggled They use their teeth and their chains to scratch on the floor. Just look on it. You can see some marks here. Others still struggled. They use their teeth and their fingers to deeply scratch on the wall before dying, for their death.
People ask, where do they belong? But every man has to find a place of his own. Search the world for a part of you. Find your home in your heart, and you know what to do. Your time is short, better stop what you're thinking, world. There'll never be a second time around. You're unhappy, life is bound, always afraid, 'cause God don't hang around. full of peace and love and care. Heaven is its name. Let me take you there. Your time is now. God has no list of formalities.
Feel knowing, okay, now I'm one destination, one spot from my destination.
Oh, I was excited. I was so excited. I was like, finally. Okay. I've been in Ghana a few days now. I'm a little more over a week, and now I'm getting ready to go where I really wanted to go. You know, so I'm excited, and so this means that I hadn't seen this place in 41 years.
Wow. You was a child when you were there?
Yes, sir. I was 11 when I arrived in Liberia, and when I left, I had just made 14. Coming out of Liberia where everything is green, and then you go to Dimona where everything is sad. And I was like,
Who did you meet at the airport, Atara?
I met Abba Yosef.
Who did you meet at the airport first? Who greeted you when you first came into the airport?
Well, it was an army colonel that looked just like my Abba. He looked like a young Nasik El-Kanat.
Yeah.
And when I saw him, I just said, oh, your Abba. And I looked up and I just had to laugh because he looked just like my Abba.
You took pictures with him.
Yeah, after we passed through customs, I saw him again and I asked him, would he take a picture with us? He said, why do you want to take a picture with me? I said, because we look just
Hallelujah.
He said, what's your family name? I told him, but he wasn't the same.
And as soon as we walked in the door, I looked to my right, and I seen this soldier. He was definitely high up in rank. But he was standing there, and I said, oh, my God. I said, Atara, there go your Abba. And she said, what? I said, there go your Abba right there. He looked just like Nasik El-Kanat. It was amazing. And you know, sometimes when you see somebody and they look like somebody to you, they don't really, I see what you see. They might be the eyes a little bit, or yes, I can see what. But when she looked at her, she said, there go my Abba. It is, there go my Abba. It was amazing. Everybody was like, man. Nasik Gabriel was like, man. So it was like Nasik El-Kanat was welcoming us home, and he greeted us. So once we got past customs and passport control and all that, we ran into him again. He was on the other side. And he was like, we introduced ourselves. We was like, can we take a picture with you? And he was like, why? And so Atara said, because you look just like my Abba. You look just like, did you say Abba?
I said my father.
Okay. She said, you look just like my father. And so he was like, really, what's the last name? Because, you know, brotherhood. So the last names were different. So he said, well, you never know. You never know. And so they took a picture with him, and we had that picture. But he definitely looked like Nasik El-Kanat. That was amazing.
Yeah.
What are you doing down there? Oh, Lord, you taking a bath.
Well, you asked. Should have left the man alone.
He ain't on the road.
He ain't on the road. Leave him alone.
His water
Take
ain't got
care
nothing
of
to
his
do with you. It's his water, and he can bath as long as he wants.
Okay, I expected to feel that land again in Gaye, where our camp was. I wanted to feel the spirits of those that I knew we had buried there. They are forever etched in my memory.
Now, what y'all doing? Where we going?
4 years.
Where we going?
We're going to cross the bridge.
Come to the bridge.
Okay, what bridge is this?
This is the bridge on the way to Gaye.
On the way to the market.
Nasi, did it look like this back then?
Oh, no.
What did it look like?
This is the very modern bridge we got here. Still made out of sticks, but serious bridge.
I want to know, where did she think we're going down in there? You know. But you know, your daughter is real African.
Yeah,
She know how to get down with the muck and the mire. She know very well. If you want to go to Africa with somebody, go to Africa with her. She know how to do.
Yeah, we have to let Idolly. She had. Woo! This is serious.
Go on, let the people back. Get off the bridge. When you were a little baby boy, we were here. Yeah. It was before you were born.
Well, it was my sister that fell in the well. And it was a Yom Shishi afternoon. And it was my job to bathe my sister. She was 4. I was 12. And I was looking for her. And I told my aim I couldn't find her. And she was like, keep looking, she around here somewhere. You got to get ready for the Shabbat. Get her ready for the Shabbat. I'm like, okay. But I could never find her. And I went out looking again, and I looking again. Next thing I know, I'm in front of my house, about to head out looking some more. And I see Nasi Gabriel. His tent was right across from where we lived. And he was running past, and he was running top speed. I never seen him run so fast. And the next thing I heard was that my sister had fell in the well. And he jumped in the well. I didn't go down there. He jumped in the well. He's a great swimmer. And went to the bottom and brought her body up. So after that, we closed that well down, that particular well. And we had to bury her on that night. Fiji.
Oh, you
Okay, this is a Momo Fiji.
Momo Fiji, bro?
Yeah.
Momo said you son. Is it Momo
His son, Momo Fiji son.
Yeah. You too?
Yeah. No, this is Alpha Fiji.
Yeah. This is Apple Fiji, Momo's son.
Momo,
my friend. We bought the land from Momo, father. Oh, man.
My Fiji.
Oh, my Fiji.
Yeah.
Oh,
After Fiji.
that's him? Hey. Shalom.
Shalom. My name is Rofa Karuta Eshisari Taniel. I was blessed to be able to take the journey, the historical sojourn to Liberia, and to see part of that frame still standing there. The foundation was still there, you know. And then to move over and we're walking through and she's like, but it's 3 whales here. We got to find these whales, you know. And she's walking over and she's looking. She said, but over here, this is where Imam Malka lived, you know. This was, she's like, this was going back from being a child. 40-some years later and remembering, you know, the different area spots where everybody had their tent. We were blessed to go into the chief's house and she looked and they said, okay, you can sit here. And we were getting ready to sit on this like a little wooden stool to me. And she was like, this is it. This is what my Abba Elkanah made for us. These were our beds. So he took from the trees and things and he made a bed and they put their sleeping bag on top of it. And she was just so excited, you know, because it was, you know, she could see it again.
So we went into that black hole, and oof, I just saw it. That's why I always talk about, you talk about bush. This wasn't no bush. This was like the jungle that I see in the Tarzan movies and stuff with the vines hanging down, and whew. And then all I could think about was the driver ants and all the other animals in the jungle that I couldn't fight because I had this video camera in my hand. But anyway, we walked through, and I'm following the guys. There's a whole bunch of village brothers, and so I was following them. And when we got to the Knesset, you know, Nasi Gabriel said, he started hollering. He said, it's the Knesset. It's still here. It's still here. And I was, go back and get Catrielli and Rofar. Go back and get them. It's enough for them to see. Go back and get them. So I looked down at the video camera, and sure enough, the battery was going out. So I said, man, my whole joy was to see the look on your face. The first look on your face when you first walked in there. So I said, I gotta save the rest of this battery. So I turned it off. Abba.
Yeah, Abba. Take the driver. The driver's out there.
Yes.
Tell him to go get him a Catriella.
Go get him my Catriella.
Catriella
And Caruza.
and Caruso, and bring them here. Okay.
This is the old Flemister's house. Farm. Now, see, they say his son still live here?
Huh? He said his son still lives here.
When I walked out of the bush, I couldn't even sit down. I had stickers all inside of me, all inside of my clothes. I couldn't even move. I didn't even see it. So in order to live in the bush, you have to know what's going on in there. I'm telling you, seriously, it's another world inside the bush, but it's very, very peaceful, you know. And I could see at the time that they were there 40-some years ago, the people that didn't make it, I could truly understand why they didn't make it, because if I had gone back at that time, I probably, sad to say, I probably would have been one of those people that went back, especially if I had been driving to the area at night.
Where y'all at? I said, follow my voice. So I said, where y'all at? I said, follow my voice. So when she came, I turned the camera on real quick, and just this look on her face now, this bright, look at the camera. This bright look that was on her face was on her face. She was so excited. I mean, she was so excited to see it. So she and Rofar Caruza, they came like another path. I like stepped over the wall and went into the middle. She came around the outside, and when Rofar walked in, she said, oh, don't step there. That's one of those nests. She said, that's one of them driver ant nests. And the Rofar was just on the wow.
Rofar who?
Caruza. And she
was singing.
She said, she just kept singing because that's how she dealt with being, you know, scared. And so we came around, and they came in, and I had just enough film to film her like walking around just a little bit in that area.
When I walked through that bush, I wasn't afraid at all. I didn't think about the driver ants. I didn't think about the snakes. I was walking through that bush like I owned the jungle, you know, because I felt good. I felt at peace. Like I said, 40-some years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right, they were. Gabriel's hut was right up under that palm tree. But they lived in a tent, didn't they? Mm. They just had rafters, right?
Let me see.
Right here, this is the well. So straight back that way would be my house, back in that direction. That long palm tree is in that direction. That direction. Like that direction would be our house. Me and Prince Elkanah would be in front of me. Okay, let's get out of here.
Okay.
I know we're pushing on. It's 3 o'clock, so we get back to the 6.
And we got to this checkpoint. Now, I done been to all the Up from the Wildernesses, and I done been to all the stories that I try y'all find, Palia, and all of them would tell about Liberia and the war and stuff, and you know, all of the stories that have you like, man, y'all really went through some things, and I don't know if I could do that, you know. Well, we was doing it because these guys stopped us. We were surrounded. They surrounded the car, made us turn on the light in the car where we couldn't see them, but they could see us and everything in the car. Took our passports and was speaking French, and it was just all this commotion. I took her camera and slid it down up underneath the seat. I was trying to slide my teak under the seat. I think at that point, no, Rofa was back there with us. She was in the back. Now Seek was up front. Now Seek was quiet. Everybody was quiet. Wasn't nobody saying nothing. We was all sitting there just, I know everybody was saying their own individual prayers, saying, Abba, I know you didn't bring us this far for nothing crazy to happen, so we just gonna have faith. So we sat there and sat there. And finally, they went back and forth with Moshe, our driver, and he was telling them he was the, you know, this was the consulate's car, and this, they didn't even care. But finally, after just a little bit of time, they let us go. And I think everybody, you could hear everybody's heart start back beating again because it was just, that was intense. Pitch black. They could have done anything to us, you know. They could have robbed us. They could have anything because it was dark. We didn't know where we were. It was nothing we could do about it, even if, you know. But we got through that one. Yeah,
Mama nimechoshwa na haya mateso, jinsi anavyonitesa huyu baba wa kambo. Sitaweza kamwe kuvumilia, sitaweza kamwe kuvumilia. Amekuwa hanijali hata kwa maradhi, usiku na mchana jua nikemea. Hata kimie nende shule sababu si mwanawe, hata kimie nende shule sababu si mwanawe. Mama tafadhali nipeleke kwa baba. Mama nakuomba unipeleke kwa baba. Mama nakuomba unipeleke kwa baba, nikamuone, nipeleke kwa baba, kamuone, nipeleke kwa baba, kamuone.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and the trip was much more than I expected it to be. You know, I went to many more places than I had ever dreamed.
What, 3 countries in 1 week? We went 3 countries in 1 week.
And I got to experience Ghana. Now, if you ever want to go to Africa, this is the lady to go with, because she know half of Africa. She know everybody in Ghana. And they know her, and when they found out she was there, the phone was ringing off the hook. It's like, oh, and you're here, and blah, blah, blah. And they were coming by the house, and we going to meet them, and I was like, oh, I got the right person. I'm meeting everybody. She didn't know everybody.
In the markets.
And she know everybody in the market, too.
I love the continent.
And we appreciate our Prince, Nasi Gabriel, for taking us back into Liberia, taking out the time to go there, and meeting up with the saints that are there. And thankful to the Ghanaian Sisterhood. We had a dinner.
Oh, we had
that
a great
sisters
time.
do for us.
Banquet. Sisterhood banquet.
Well, I got my first time to have eaten fufu.
So when we talked about, you know, going to Ghana together, you know, she's like, I need somebody to shop. I said, well, you need to send me next time you need somebody because I know the places to go. So she said, okay, but I ain't never been to Ghana. So I said, okay. She said, I want to go to Liberia. I said, okay. So one day she walked up to me and she said, okay, we going. I said, we going where? She said, we going to Liberia. We going to Ghana. And I said, really? She said, yep. I said, hallelujah. We were so excited. And so this journey, it was so special. It was so special to be a part of this with her. And I was just so excited just to see her face. And that's all I kept saying is, I can't wait to see your face when you step back on that campsite. And to be a part of that means so much to me. And I love you so much for taking me with you and allowing me to be a part of that experience, that once in a lifetime. That was a once in a lifetime